Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Quarantine with Jonathan on day 14, the final day. We made it. What do you know? I survived 2 weeks in a small room in a quarantine hotel in Taipei. Wasn't easy. It took a lot out of me, but I got through, and it's now about 2.5 hours until I'm officially allowed to leave this room and go free into the world again. I'm not actually going to leave at half midnight when I'm officially allowed to, because I discovered if I go out, I'm not allowed to come back into the room. It's like a quarantine hotel rule. Probably should have anticipated that. It's, I guess, to prevent cross-infection within the hotel or something. Once you're out, you're out. So I could either leave with all my stuff, suitcases and bags and camera and all my bits and bobs, at 12:30 in the middle of the night, out onto the street of Taipei, and then go somewhere else, which, to be honest, was tempting for a moment or two. But then I thought, no, it's a little bit silly. As much as I'm itching to get out of here, I can sleep well tonight, I think, in my little bed, knowing that in the morning it will all be over. I can get up, have a shower, brush my teeth, get my stuff together, and get out of here. So, with that in mind, I've already packed up. I wanted to be sort of packed and as ready as I can be before I made this little video. So, I don't know if you can see in the background. Got my suitcase by the door. My various bags and things around. It's not everything quite right yet. Still got my laptop here. Still got a few chargers plugged in and things, but fridge is still full of beer that I couldn't drink because I got a huge delivery late last night from another kind stranger, or no longer a stranger, another friend, who's, I did mention I didn't need much because I'm getting out tomorrow, but apparently there was a surplus of beer, and I obligingly took it off this person's hands. So I don't know if she's watching, but if you are, I'm very grateful for that last injection of beer to see me over the line. So the fridge is still got quite a few cans left. I'm not going to try and drink them all tonight. I do want to be in good shape to leave tomorrow. I don't want to be crawling out of here with a horrible hangover. That's not how I want to experience the world again once I get back into it. But so the fridge has still got a few bits and bobs in it, a few uneaten chocolate bars. A lot of the things actually I didn't end up using or needing. That's a sort of a theme of the whole stay, really. I overestimated the number of things I would need to get through this, and perhaps underestimated the true challenges of the task, which weren't going to be boredom, as I mentioned early on in the series. For me, this was never really about being bored in here. It was a different struggle, and it was one that no amount of games or chocolate or beer or supplies or whatever else I got could really help or alleviate. The beer helped take the edge off in the evenings, definitely. I wouldn't have wanted to do this sober. If I was doing it in true monk silent retreat sort of hermit style, then yes, I probably would have been teetotal the whole time, and relied on meditation and spirituality and other things to get me through. But as I am, imperfect as I am, that was I did what I needed to do to get through. Never got really drunk, never got smashed, you know. It was quite funny last night because I wasn't 100% sure if this beer was coming or not. I'd had some earlier communication, and but I wasn't sure if it would end up coming tonight or not. So I wasn't really expecting it, and then I got a call from reception quite late, maybe like 9 or 10 o'clock, and the guy was like, "Have you ordered some beer? Like a whole load of beer?" And I was just like, no. But the thing is, because I didn't know if I was gonna get any more, and I had a hankering to drink something that wasn't water and wasn't sweet, I'd actually ordered some non-alcoholic beer from a 7-Eleven, because you can get that with Uber Eats. You can't get actual alcohol, but you can get non-alcoholic drinks, including non-alcoholic Heineken. So I had already delivered that, and it came at around the same time. So when he asked me, have you ordered lots of beer into the room? I was just like, no, it's like non-alcoholic beer. And he was like, right, okay, well, we're concerned about like your health. We're worried that you're going to get drunk in your room, but if you say it's non-alcoholic beer, then that's not a problem. We'll deliver it. So I was just like, yeah, it's non-alcoholic beer, no problem. And then I opened the door a few minutes later to check, and I had like 2 big carrier bags just stuffed full of regular Taiwan beer, which was great. It's definitely a pleasant surprise when you're expecting non-alcoholic beer and you get actual beer. But then I because this is a very famous beer, then I immediately thought, oh no, the reception guy's going to think I was lying to him and taking him for a bit of a fool, trying to pretend that Taiwan beer was non-alcoholic. Of course, he knew it wasn't, so I called down and said, I had actually ordered non-alcoholic beer. I didn't know this stuff was coming in. So I wasn't lying to you. I'm sorry about that, about the misunderstanding. And he was just like, no, it's fine, it's cool. He was like, we know it's been really hard for you and everybody in quarantine, and we know, you're going to want to have a couple of beers. We're just worried when we saw that many that, you were going to get really drunk and it wouldn't be good for your health in quarantine and stuff. And I explained, no, I'm just gonna have a couple of cans. It's all good. Don't worry about it. And yeah, he laughed and said, that was okay. And probably it was the only like nice conversation I've had with, or any real conversation I've had with the establishment, the hotel, since I've been in here. It was the only sort of moment of shared humanity that I've had when he said, we know it's been really tough for you. In Chinese, he said, 我知道你在那个房间很辛苦，所以没关系，和一两关没关系, like, and yeah, that word 辛苦 in Chinese is a commonly used expression that you can use in lots of different ways when someone's been working hard, or someone's tired, or maybe suffering or something. You can use it. So people often use it like when you finish work, they'll be like, oh, 辛苦, like, or anything you've done which is in some way arduous or difficult, people will say that. So yeah, when he said that was a nice moment. It made me realize, okay, they do know that we're going through something in these rooms, and they do sort of appreciate it, even if they don't really let us know. They're very sort of stand back, and if we need something, they will be there. But if we don't, then if they don't hear from us, then they assume everything's okay. So yeah, that was nice, that he was concerned about me, at least. And also nice that he'd allowed the beer on multiple occasions. I had found out that lots of hotels actually doing this quarantine don't allow any alcohol into the room. And I've heard various explanations for it. Some say because if you get drunk, then that can mask the symptoms of COVID or something. Like if you're drunk, then they might not be able to get an accurate sample from you or reading, or the symptoms might be confused with COVID symptoms or something, which, I mean, I'm no doctor, but that sounds like straight up baloney, for want of a better B word. Yeah, I think in truth they're worried, I guess, especially with foreigners drinking in their rooms because, well, I mean, one is like mental health concerns, someone's already doing something, maybe already like depressed or fragile, and then they get drunk and the situation becomes more unpredictable, I guess, for the hotel. Like they will worry about you and worry about how to deal with you if you come out of your room drunk and saying you want to go out, or obviously alcohol is going to interfere with your decision making processes and perhaps lead to some bad decisions on your part, or maybe accidents in the room. So I guess for some hotels it's easier just to be like, no beer, no intoxication of any kind, and that way we can control you a bit better. The same reason, I suppose, that they don't let prisoners drink beer in prison. Already dealing with these people in a slightly tense situation, and then you add alcohol into the mix. So I understand why that might happen. I'm really, really, really glad. I'm grateful that my hotel didn't take that approach and were a little bit more, gave us a little bit more credit. I can have a couple of small beers in the evening with my dinner, and get a little, just take that edge off a little bit without going crazy. So, but then again, I know some of the foreigners here, and I know some of the people here who would have been more challenging to the hotel and to the whole quarantine process in general, would have perhaps caused more problems, and some of those people getting drunk would have definitely not have been a good thing. So yes, understand, but also grateful for that. So yeah, my last day, I got up kind of early because I had my PCR test. So the bus as scheduled turned up at like 7:30. I was ready. I mean, by ready, I was awake, but thought I had another 10 minutes. So they called the room and said, yes, the bus is about to pull up outside, so quickly come down and we'll get you tested right away. So pulled on some clothes and stepped out of the room, put my shoes on for the first time in 2 weeks. And that was a strange, unexpectedly strange moment, realizing I hadn't worn shoes for 2 weeks. And then, I stepped out of my room for the first time in 2 weeks and walked down the corridor, which even that was a strange feeling, getting into the lift. And I've become so accustomed to the amount of available space and how far I can see, and suddenly even that little change of scenery was a little strange. And then downstairs into the little quarantine foyer area, which the whole hotel I think has been converted into a quarantine hotel, so they have like plastic sheeting up everywhere, everything's covered in plastic, the staff are wearing full PPE, and so it was the last time I saw that was when I came in here 2 weeks ago. So I waited a couple of minutes and then stepped out when the bus turned up. So they have a little health ministry bus, came out outside the hotel. So a woman came to meet me outside the hotel and lead me aboard, where there was no one else waiting, there was no one else there, no one else on the street. I don't know if they close the street or something when they're doing this. Maybe that's why they come so early, they avoid other people passing by. But there's a sit down in the chair with the Perspex screen and the person on the other side with their samples and checking my name and passport, and then the old push and swizzle up my nose, which doesn't matter how many times you have it, you don't quite get used to it. Especially when someone else is doing it. When I do it myself, it's not so bad because you go far enough and you feel the pressure and you go as far as you can and then you stop. And they don't seem to feel the pressure. They keep going when it's already hurting. And yeah, it was another quite painful, nasty one actually. Over very quickly, only one nostril, over very quickly, but painful. So yeah. But yeah, I got off the bus and then for a few seconds just stood on the street looking up at the sky and feeling a little bit out of this world. Yeah, a little bit overwhelming. I wanted to just stay there, but I could see the guy in the hotel light waving me back, probably worrying that I was about to do a run for it or fall to my knees and start kissing the tarmac on the pavement or something. But yeah, I went back in, came back up to my room, and yeah, and then I had a chess lesson, which filled the morning nicely, and then slept through most of the afternoon. I was tired. I didn't sleep enough the night before, so I had a good long nap, which probably regret tonight. Won't sleep so well tonight, I suppose. But yeah, there was no chance of me powering through a whole day of sitting around watching films, so I just thought, just sleep it off. And woke up at 5, ordered a final meal from Uber Eats, chucked whatever they'd given me straight in the bin without even looking what it was. And yeah, I ordered it. I had like wings, chicken wings with various different like buffalo sauces and ranch dressing and celery sticks, and washed it down with a couple of beers and watched The Force Awakens, the first one in the new Star Wars trilogy. I watched most of it actually. I took a break to start packing, but I'm going to finish that off after I've concluded here, and maybe watch the next one, then have a shower, pack up my toiletries and things, make sure almost everything that I can pack up is ready to go, and then go to bed, hopefully sleep, and then get out of here in the morning. Exciting stuff. Exciting also. I don't know quite how I'm feeling. I'm feeling excited and happy to be out, but I'm I'm also just feeling a little bit strange in general. I'm not quite sure how to feel. I think, like I said, once I'm actually out, I'm back at home, and then I know it's over. Part of me, I guess, is still not quite believing it's over. Although I know it's not going to happen, there's still a chance. I open my door tomorrow and we get ready to go out, and they said like, no, there's a problem. I haven't had the test result back from the PCR. They only give it to you if you're positive. They only inform you if you're positive. If you're negative, they don't even call you. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's nothing now that can stop me leaving tomorrow. But I won't really believe it until I'm out. So it's just another night in here. But yeah, the next time you see me, I will be on the other side, back in Penghu, back in my little gaming room / office, back with Xiaoyan and back with my dogs, and free to go outside whenever I want. So there we go. Thought I would conclude this final episode from the hotel. Like I said, there'll be one more when I'm out, but this is the final time you will get to look at these beautiful surroundings and admire this heavy steel door, and listen to me moaning and complaining about how awful quarantine is. But yeah, so a final thing, I know I spent a lot of yesterday complaining a little bit about various aspects of the situation that could have been better or weren't ideal, but today I just really wanted to emphasize again that people got me through this, and people were there for me. Friends, strangers who now have become friends, family, Xiaoyan, my wife, and yeah, without all those people watching my videos and commenting on my posts, even when I was complaining, trying to cheer me up, I'm very grateful to Flame for her constant support and the little bird photos and posts you've been sending me every day. That's been really nice. Very kind thing to do. Appreciate you thinking about me, and yeah, my mum and dad, brother and sister, and yeah, all my various friends, and you know, some of the positive things that have come out of this have been I've reconnected with a few people who I haven't heard from for years in some cases, and I've met a couple of new friends via the support and the beer deliveries that they offered, and I'm looking forward to hosting you in Penghu at some stage in the future as a way of thanks. You're welcome anytime. Yeah, you know who you are. I'm not going to embarrass anybody by naming names, but yeah, you guys have been great. Everybody's been great, and I know probably listening to somebody complain about their situation day in, day out isn't perhaps an easy thing. It must be tempting to, after a while, to either start ignoring them or to just tell them to shut up and get on with it. We all have our problems, right? I'm not special, but nobody said that to me, and everybody, you know, continued to give me the moral support and encouragement and distractions and chats and everything else that I needed. Thank you also to Peter for your emails, all the interesting tidbits you've shared with me, and your empathy and understanding about, you know, it's been good to have someone to talk to. I feel sort of understands a little bit about what the challenges are, and yeah, anybody else who I've not mentioned or missed, thank you for everything. So I'm out of here in less than 12 hours. No, it's 10:15 now, pretty much, in the evening. I'll be out of here at 9 a.m, bright and early tomorrow, out into the world. Well, out into a taxi initially, to the airport. Hopefully I can put my bag somewhere in the airport and then take a walk around outside, because my flight's not until 1. And the last thing I want to do after spending so much time in this room over the last 2 weeks is sit inside an airport for 4 hours. So going to try and stash my stuff and yeah, have a walk around outside the airport, wherever it's accessible. Going to Songshan Airport tomorrow, not Taoyuan, so it's a short taxi ride away. And yeah, what else is there to say? I made it. Didn't always think I was going to, or at least it was difficult to see the end at some points, but we're there, and I will wish you all a good night and see you next time in Penghu. We're out of here. We've done it. High five, and see you again tomorrow when I'll be free. Bye, guys.